I'm marcellastarmortar, and I woke up about half an hour ago, I'd say, and I just can't get back to sleep. It wasn't a rough night or anything, but it's just kind of I'm up thing, and it's kind of hot, so I'd rather not just lay in bed, sort of thing. But usually I would just scroll stuff or get up and go look at the stars a little at this kind of hour, or the sunrise, which will be soon. The sun is still down, it's still pitch black out, but sometimes when I wake up this early I like to watch it happen, but today I gained consciousness from sleep. And my first thought was just on my dreams. And just thinking about what I'd like to be doing. And what I am doing. And I'm still putting my thoughts together. I have been for a long time. But with how I fast and all going on, I feel like my immediate thought is I wish I could be doing more. Maybe I wish I could have a little more. But my immediate thought was just at least I am moving towards my dream at all. I feel like I am on the path towards it. Even though it's very long and winding and foggy. And even though I'm at A, and I can tell I'm at A, I have no idea what's between here and B. Between now and having a better idea of what's going on, what I want to do, what I want to be doing. And I'm just thinking about, I don't know how feasible it is to really chase it, but deep down in my heart, in my soul, I struggle to care how hard it's gonna be. All I know is that it's what I want. It's what I really want. I discovered VTubers in a very dark part of my life. I had just gotten out of high school, and I was a pretty regular gal, I'd say. I was a bit of a quiet kid. I didn't make any friends in high school. My family moved around a fair bit, and I was never in a certain place long enough, and I didn't use any social media and stuff, so I couldn't connect with people of my generation. So I kind of just, plain and simple, didn't have friends. There were a few people I talked to. I wasn't totally alone in the universe. I did my best to be kind because that's how I was raised. And that's how I saw the world and believed in the world. But, I just never clicked with anybody. But I went into college and I'd graduated high school with honors and a big scholarship. I'm talking like free ride college, which is enormous. I mean, I would never have student debt. I'm talking like genuinely just 100% paid for. That's how good I did in high school. But I didn't know what I wanted to study. I had no clue. That was normal, but I had a mentality that I needed to get out the gate and get after it. Pick something and chase it down like I was chasing the sunrise. Like it was my chance. I picked an engineering degree at first, if you can believe it. And I got very frustrated when it was just unrelated starter general courses at first. I had decided to stop taking medication for my ADHD going into college, which I'd been taking since elementary school because I felt a desire to prove myself, to have something, to be worthy in some way. And my mentality then was that I wanted to just drop any sort of thing that even resembled a crutch. Anything that made it easier. I wanted it to be hard. I wanted it to be a challenge. And I didn't want something that felt like, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking then, because I regret it now. But what happened. I went into it full speed, did it for free, and I flunked pretty much immediately. I couldn't keep up with my classes. I failed every single one of them. And I was trying, but I just couldn't stay on the ball. And I never asked for help because I was ashamed. I wanted to find some kind of honor, is how I felt. And I didn't find it. And so I went another semester. The scholarship was still good to go. And I flunked again. It was a plain repeat, everything all over again. And it didn't happen again. Because I wasn't really taking it to heart. I wasn't doing it for me, I was doing it for my parents. And no matter how I felt about it, how hard I tried about it, it was about what I was doing it for that made the results really happen. So I took a break from college, and I remember at the tail end of that second semester, I was feeling so hopeless because I knew I was already on the way down and had been warned that I was going to lose the scholarship and college would cost as much as it would for anybody else, and I'd be moving forward with a wrecked GPA. And I felt like there was nothing I could do to save it. So one day I was driving to college on the tail end of this semester, and I decided to stop by a park instead. It was a nice big one with a lake and all. It was a bright blue sunny morning. There were a few clouds in the sky. But I decided to skip class that day, and I drove into this park instead. And I just remember I went out into the grass by the water, and I just sat there. I just plopped myself down, and I looked at the sky and the water, and I was thinking to myself, Marcella, what do you want? What are you trying to get? What's going to make you happy and fulfilled, and what is a good life for me? Is this what I want right now? And that's what I was thinking, and I couldn't find any answer. All I knew I wanted to be happy. I wanted to find peace. I wanted security and stability in a way, but I wanted life to be exciting too. And I wanted to find something I could pursue with passion. And I didn't know what it was. But I sat there it had to have been a whole hour before I decided to get up and go back to my car. And I was just gonna drive home. But I remember just feeling this emptiness in me because I couldn't find an answer. I couldn't find a reason to live. I felt like I didn't care. Everything was kind of gray then. Not physically, but just up here, you know. And I started to trek home, and right as I'm leaving the park, I turned left, and I wasn't a very experienced driver at the time, I'll admit, but this huge truck comes blaring through, ignores the red light, and is like an inch from T-boning me. Its bumper was level with my door, kind of tall truck. Big truck. Would have obliterated me. And I was already going through the intersection. And I hit the brake. And my first thought was, why did I do that? I had that whole time to think about how I couldn't find an answer to what I wanted to do, what I wanted to live for. I couldn't find an answer. So I felt there was no answer in the time. Yet, I still decided to preserve myself in that moment when I could have taken it as the Reaper's answer. And I just remember the rush of adrenaline I got from it. So I just blasted home, and all of it kind of shifted in that moment. Part of me decided to stay alive. And so I would honor that. I didn't care if I hadn't found the answer then, and I hadn't found the answer yet from months of this struggle. I knew I wanted to live and find something to give it my all for, to live for, to be alive for, because I was given a chance then. I didn't have to take that chance. It was probably just an usual self-preservation instinct. that said, hey, oh, hey, problem, hit the brake. But in that moment, after that, it felt like some kind of sign. I'm not religious, but it kind of felt like an answer to the question of why live. And I think the answer was just that, because being alive is a lot nicer than, not. So, I got home, and I was just pacing my room all day, and I was just like, thinking. What do I want? And I wanted to, and I was searching in a less demanding way this time. Like, it didn't matter what it was, just what makes me happy. And I was like, I like games. I didn't really watch streamers then. I didn't really care for it, but I managed to stumble into the VTuber community. I can't quite pin down what exactly it was through, but I found it. And I saw so much passion and love on both sides, both the creators and the audience. And I felt this warmth seeing it. Seeing how it worked. The love people had for them and the passion that they had for it. To get up and pursue this. To sing, to dance. To just relax and play new games that come out. And share a moment with those people. Make memories. And it was a time when a few big names were going away. And despite how happy and joyful I saw this community, I saw genuine heartbreak in them over it. And it made me really see just how deeply they really, really loved this and how much joy it gave them. And it was something that made me feel so warm that I started taking better care of myself. Then I started thinking about what I really want, not what I want my parents to want. They're not demanding of me, but they're very big achievers, and I've always felt desperate for their approval. And I have never known how to get it, even though I know they're amazing parents and their love is unconditional. They do it all right, but I had it in me wrong. My understanding was twisted. But discovering VTubers made me think about what I want. And I saw that, and ever since that day, all I've wanted was to dedicate myself to bringing joy to the world the way they do. And that's how I found my dream. My real dream. That's when I knew what I wanted. And I've been trying to figure out my way to it ever since. I started learning how to draw. I had experience with Photoshop since high school, but I mostly just did a few doodles here and there. In middle school, I remember I would sit outside the library. It was an interior place. It wasn't an outdoors outside the library. It was a nice, quiet hallway with a pond, an indoor pond, if you can believe it. Lots of plants, and some cozy tables. And I would sit down with a sketchbook and I would just draw like little comic strips there. And I had a lot of love for creating worlds and stories and trying to tell a message through them in some way or another, commenting on the world through them. I never got particularly good at the drawing element, I would say, but I loved the search for meaning and the way to deliver it. And I thought VTubing as a creative outlet. I was just a fan of VTubers for easily 2 years before I ever really had a vision to try it myself. But deep down, I knew a part of me wanted to do it since day one, since I figured out what it was. And I learned enough about art by then that I just sat down, made my own story, my own character. I was like, I like vampire girls, and I like red, so I'll make a red vampire girl. And that was really the whole start of that. I spent months making my first model. I think I probably still have it laying around, don't I? Yeah, this old one. But it was kind of bare bones. It still is. And frankly, I'm pretty broke, so I couldn't afford a real model, but I could make it a Fugi. Just a talking sprite and a silent sprite. And I decided that would be enough to get it done. I dropped a lot of money and a few Christmas wishes on gear to get started. I did the animation for my own, well, not really animation, it was just kind of moving keyframes around for my pre-debut teaser video. And I just wanted to show the world what I could do and who I am and what I believe in and the things I love and the thoughts I have. That's what I wanted to do. I made the little social icons. I didn't code the chat, but I did find a tool that would let me design it and tailor it a little. Everything I could do from scratch, I did to make it a little more attainable. And ever since, I've felt now that I have the purpose I've looked for so long. And it's a quiet life, but I'm on the way towards my dreams. And to live chasing my dreams is more fulfilling than, to me, it's just fulfilling as already having them. But I want to go higher. I don't really live in a situation where I can be taking any singing or dancing classes or even learning Japanese at all. But I want to fly higher. I want to dedicate myself to this. I'm still going to college, and I'm doing better now that I am living for something, really. That's what the difference really is, but I study accounting now. It's just, I figured that the point of getting a degree is to get more money at the other side of it, so I may as well learn how to professionally manage money and all, use the resources I get and whatnot, because I want to live my life dedicating myself to my dream, to what I found, to what I love, to what I feel passion and hope and belief for. And it's just, I can't fly as high as I want to now. Not here. Not with what I have right now. And I feel far away from it. But I'm gliding now. I'm moving towards it. I have a reason to live now. That makes me fulfilled. And even though it's so little right now, I remember a couple of days ago I was trying to make some money to work towards paying my tuition, and all I really do work-wise is try to pay my tuition these days. It's so expensive. And I can barely get work, but I find a way. I was sitting in my car again outside of just a quiet place, and this was earlier this week, and I was just thinking about what do I want to be doing in 5 years from now. Give it 5 years. My immediate thought was, I want to have more space that's my own. I would really like that. To have my walls covered in the art of the things I'm passionate for. It was Laura, really, who made me feel like I could do it. She was the difference between me wanting to take the plunge and deciding to take the plunge. And she's very authentic. And I felt like she made it feel like it was more approachable, the idea of starting it myself. There's the why I did it, I explained, but she's the big why. She made me feel like I could do it. But 5 years from now, I remember I was thinking then, I want a place that's more my own. I want to just cover the walls in every space I have in there with the things I love, with Hive merch and stuff. And I want to be writing and drawing, and I want to really know how to sing, and I want to know how to dance, and I hope that I can be doing this better. I don't know, that's the thought I had. Better. I found a very healthy belief about a year ago that there is no such thing as perfect in this world. And you can chase it and chase it and chase it, but I've learned that you'll burn yourself out if you look for perfect. What you should look for instead is better. Look at where you are and think to yourself, what is just one step up? Not what's the peak of the mountain, or what's above the peak. How do I be the best? No, just How do I take one step forward? How do I learn to sing just a little better? How do I learn to draw or shade or one little element of drawing just a little better? And with that mentality, I made a new outfit. This one, I redebuted because I thought it was that much better and the lore was that much better. And then I did it again, and my art got even better. But I remembered when I was thinking about in my car what I want to be doing and feeling and thinking and seeing 5 years from now. It's like I want to be attending Live Festival. I want to understand Japanese better. And I want to be streaming regularly. And I hope I have a big, happy audience that I bring joy to. And I just know in my heart and my soul that is what I want. And my immediate thought was I was just putting my hands on my head, just like leaning back in my car, just like, that has nothing at all to do with what I'm studying. It's so ridiculously unrelated. They're two totally different things. And knowing accounting will help me, sure, but even once I have my degree, it's like, that career is never going to be my dream. There's nothing I feel like there's nothing I could be studying at college that is my dream. My dream is a more creative sort. But in this day and age, you have to find a practical solution to make all your ends meet. And I figured I would get a boring, ordinary career, and I'll chase it from sunrise to sunset, make all my ends meet, and chase my VTubing passion as a hobby. I don't ever want it to be a job. That's something I decided going into this, that I would never make this just a job. I would never overwork myself because I want to make money off of this. I've never monetized my channel yet. But it is what I want to be doing with my life. And there's kind of a practical standpoint of like, well, I have my needs, and I gotta tend to them somehow. So even if this is my love and my passion, I gotta pick up something boring that's enough for me to have a life that is fully my own in this economy, you know? So I stayed the course. I'm doing a lot better in school now. I actually ask for help when I need it. And it's good help. It does help. But I'm figuring out everything I'm doing here the brute force way. I'm just getting at it, trying to build some kind of experience. And holding on to hope. That one is a big element because the internet is such a beautiful thing that I've always loved. I practically grew up on it, really. I've always been a sort that felt the internet was so beautiful in like the early 2010s when I was growing up. It was still considered a novelty, and it was considered this amazing, magical space to be yourself. And its philosophy I've always enjoyed. If you've seen my audio surf stream, you've seen I've made whole celebrations of that feeling and that time and that belief. And I like to still see it that way. It's a beautiful place where you can be yourself, whatever, whoever that is. You can show your true colors out here. You can chase your true dream out here. You can love the things you love openly with a full heart out here. And I try my best to do that myself. But the internet is also so vast, and I'm very, very new to this. And even like big Titanic VTubers that I look up to were at it for so long before they ever really kicked off. Before they made a name for themselves. Before they had gotten well enough off that they could live off of it. That it could be their life and their dream. Not just their dream, that they find a way to slip into making a life that works. And it may be years before I'm seen. It may be such a long time. It may never happen. There's a totally fair chance I'll just never be seen. But I have a little audience right now. A few people that pop in every once in a while. A couple precious regulars. And after my recent Ultra Kill Fraud stream that popped off, even a couple more new people that actually stick around, and it gave me such a warm feeling. And yesterday I just remember thinking, I wonder how this viewer's doing and stuff. I wonder if they're watching my other streams, if they really do feel fulfilled and are made happy by my content. Because, like I said, when I was in that dark time looking for a reason to live, and I saw the joy that VTubers bring people, I remember that being the reason I want to stay here. It was that energy, that magic. And it made me so happy to know I really can do that too now. Even for just a few people. And to give a few people a memory of a moment. To bring joy to their life. To be a force for good. A light in the world. No matter how much darkness is in it. No matter how little a candle I am light. And that's what I feel from it now. A tiny, tiny little light. But I am a light, and I am shining. And I am doing my best to find a place to work it all in. And I've been doubling down harder lately. I can hardly keep up with my life, but I do my best because I want this. And I don't know if I'll ever pop off, ever get big. But I told myself I would never do it just hoping for that. I would savor the little moments, the road, and that'll be the difference between making it and breaking it, between finding it and burning out before I get there. I'll enjoy and savor and make the most of the little days. when it's still so tiny and I can still remember every viewer by their username. Every one of them. And I may not remember everything perfectly, but I'll cherish this. And I hope someday this can be something much bigger. And I can have so much more to give you all. Joy to give you all. Hope to give you all. Inspiration to give you all. To give the world. To make that my memory. My image. What I am. But it's kind of just a thing of having to stay the course. If it's what I desire, I must chase it. And even if there's such an element of luck involved, if people can dedicate themselves to beautiful things and share it with the world and not always be seen for it, I'll still do it. Because it's not about being big. I would love for this to be my life and have a huge audience that I can give so much love to. Make so many memories with. But deep down, I do hope for it. I hope someday there's hundreds or thousands of more turtles. In a community of them. Where they support each other and believe in each other. And find hope the way I found hope. Through the VTubing community. And maybe I can inspire you to draw a little, make a few things, even if you're not good at it. Let your ideas manifest into something. Let yourself see what you believe in. And have some love for yourself and for that. And cherish it in the act of creating. I got into this stream with just no plan, no point. But I just hope you can all find love for yourselves and cherish yourselves. Because I know I do. I think all your souls are beautiful. Your life is worth living. You do have a chance. And you gotta chase what you can get. And strive for better. Better and better. Bit by bit. And you will never be perfect. And that's just fine. Because you can always be getting one step better. Even if you take 3 steps back. Even if you fall. You can take a step again. A little step. Take just a little care of yourself. Do one little thing. And that'll be living. Good living. As for me, I'll stay my course. I'll keep chasing what I'm chasing. I'll keep studying even if it's something I have no sense of dreaming for. And I'll try to find a way to chase my dreams a little better. But for now, the best thing I can do is nourish the garden I have, this channel. And the best thing I can do is keep on holding on to that dream. Try to bring in more turtles every now and then. And hold on to the ones I have and show them love and cherish their time here. I want to fly so high. I want to touch the clouds and feel them run through my hands. I want to see the sky above the clouds like a new ground in a new sky. But I'm barely off the ground. And I gotta settle with kind of just glide walking, sort of. Like every step I take is floaty. I'm not flying. This is not flying, but it's the thing that precedes it. Precedes it by so much. But it's what's between A and B. Between not flying and flying. And I need to cherish and love the gray. Make the most of that so I can fly. Because I know everyone that's ever flown has had days where they were something like in my shoes. And I bet they've told themselves so many times that they didn't think they could do it. They didn't think they could make it. They didn't think this was gonna happen, or that was gonna happen, or this would go well. But they pushed through anyway. And now they're flying. And that's how I see it. So I have to hold on to my dreams, to what I found and what I love. I have to stay my course and hopefully keep building an audience, but keep what I have. Hold on to it. And maybe someday we'll grow, be something bigger, but this is what makes me happy. And I am happy. And years ago, that girl that didn't know why she hit the brakes, I'm so glad she did. And I'll never think about letting something like that happen again. And I just want to thank you all who are here so much for being here. And I hope we can look forward to so much more in the future. So much more. This is but a microcosm of what I could be doing years from now. Making such beautiful things. I'm doing what I can right now with what I have. And that is enough for now. I don't know what to do today, I'll be honest. But I just wanted to say all this, give you my 2 cents, wish you well, tell you I know you've got this, and it is worth it, and you can try it, and everything can get just a little better if you believe. Life finds a way. I will find my way. I will stay the course. And I hope 5 years from now, my dreams have come true. But until then, I'll be with you here day by day. I think that's all I have to say. Oh, hey, that rhymed. You'll have a good one. Whether it be day or night, rain or shine, I, the Lord Starmortar, wish you well. Oh, yes, mercy.